Lori, hi.
Hi. The New York Times has a major story that Iraq is churning out death sentence for alleged involvement with ISIS. It cites 14 women convicted and sentenced to death within 2 hours. A judicial assembly line was their term. What is your comment on that?
I think overall, let's step back and take a look at Iraq and the tremendous number of issues that they're trying to deal with to get this country back on track after ISIS had controlled large swaths of that country, and all that they have certainly been through. We view this as overall an Iraqi process. However, we certainly recognize concerns about free and fair trials, and that's something that we continue to have conversations with the Iraqi government all of the time about ensuring those kinds of free and fair trials. So we have shared that. We have shared our concerns and our principles and our beliefs with the Iraqi government on that matter.
Are you concerned that these are all Sunnis, that it could deepen this very sectarian strife which led to the rise of ISIS in the first place?
Lori, I can just tell you we've had conversations with the Iraqi government about the importance of this and importance of a strong judicial system.
Okay, and Brett McGurk has been in Erbil. Do you have a readout on those meetings?
I do, actually. Hold on one second. I can confirm that Brett McGurk and also our Deputy Assistant Secretary for Near Eastern Affairs, Andrew Peake, visited Iraq earlier this week. They met with senior Iraqi government security officials, and they went there to see the progress that was being made in Iraq after the liberation of its territory from ISIS. They were in, they were in Mosul, they were in Baghdad, and they were also in Erbil. They met with, if you're all are interested, I can continue. There's more here. Yeah. Okay. They were accompanied by our U.S. ambassador to Iraq, Doug Silliman. McGurk and Pete met in Baghdad with Prime Minister Abadi, the Speaker of the Parliament, Salim al-Jabouri, and other senior political, religious, and security officials. In Erbil, the delegation met with the Iraqi Kurdistan Regional Government Prime Minister Nechaband Barzani and Deputy Prime Minister Qubad Talabani. Meetings focused on ensuring the enduring defeat of ISIS, including through enhanced security measures on Iraq's border with Syria and plans to defeat the remaining ISIS havens on the Syrian side. During their visit, the delegation had the opportunity to see firsthand the progress made in stabilizing the city of Mosul, as well as the magnitude of the remaining challenges in returning normality to Iraq's second largest city. McGurk and Peake visited a reopened market in East Mosul. They toured areas devastated by ISIS in West Mosul and visited Mosul University, where U.S.-funded work to clear explosive hazards continues today. The United States and 25 other donors in the global coalition have pledged or contributed more than $834 million to UNDP funding facility for stabilization in order to support the critical stabilization activities in areas liberated from ISIL control. McGurk emphasized the importance of partners fulfilling their pledges to ensure the UNDP stabilization projects are fully funded this calendar year. McGurk and Peake also welcomed the nearly $30 billion for Iraq's longer-term reconstruction pledged by 24 partners last month in Kuwait under the sponsorship of the EU and the World Bank. The United States is committed to continued security, political, and economic cooperation with Iraq within the framework of the U.S.-Iraq Strategic Framework Agreement. The United States supports a unified, democratic, federal, and prosperous Iraq with a stable and viable Iraqi Kurdistan region. How about that for a readout? Usually our readouts aren't that detailed, but way to go for to NEA.